The government's fast and furious, making headlines again this morning. This time, there are questions about the murder of a U.S. Border Patrol agent. He was connected to the program that sent guns from the U.S. to Mexico. CBS News investigative correspondent Sharyl Attkisson is in Washington this morning with the latest. Sharyl, good morning to you.
Good morning, Darrell. This morning, the head of the House Oversight Committee, Darrell Issa, says he plans to send a letter to the FBI this week to ask about apparent discrepancies in the investigation of a murder related to Fast and Furious. The murder is that of Border Patrol agent Brian Terry. He was gunned down near the border last December, and at least 2 assault rifles from ATF's Fast and Furious case were found at the scene. That focused blame on the controversial ATF operation that monitored suspects who trafficked the weapons instead of arresting them and seizing the guns. But 10 months after the murder, there are questions about how many weapons the FBI recovered at the scene and other key details. On Sunday's Face the Nation, Republican Darrell Issa told Bob Schieffer there's reason to ask whether there's a third missing weapon.
When agents who were at Brian Terry's funeral made statements to his mother indicating that there were 3 weapons, then you look and say, well, was there a third weapon at the scene? Were there additional people who escaped with weapons?
Also, a ballistics report turned over to Congress mentions just 2 rifles, saying it could not be determined if one of them fired the bullet that killed Terry. And there's talk of a third weapon called an SKS rifle in secret recordings obtained by CBS News. The lead ATF case agent on Fast and Furious is speaking to a gun dealer who cooperated in selling weapons to suspects.
There's 3 weapons.
I know that. 3 weapons.
And yes, they have serial numbers of all 3.
That is correct. Is that?
And 2 of them came from the store.
I understand that. Yeah.
And there's an SKS that I don't think came from something else, from Texas or something.
The FBI wouldn't comment, but has implied in the past that there was no third gun. Issa says he's seeking clarity and that until key questions are answered, it fuels speculation. The FBI has kept nearly everything about Terry's murder secret, saying releasing anything would jeopardize their investigation, now beginning its 11th month. Darrell?
CBS's Sharyl Attkisson, who broke this story, joining us from Washington this morning. Sharyl, thank you so much.